So, but what basically I'm being asked to leave now because I'm asking questions about the way I've been treated.
That's not the problem at all.
Why did you just ask me to leave then? I mean, what have I done?
You're saying you don't want to be treated and seen by me, so I'm saying there's
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said I thought I was seeing a doctor, not a. Sorry, what
I'm one of the paramedics.
You're a paramedic.
Yeah.
Like normally when I come in and ask for an appointment with a doctor, I get to see a doctor, not a paramedic.
Unfortunately, you can't for booked in advance. Absolutely, on the day stuff, we call it SDEC now, so same day emergency appointments. You don't, I'm afraid. You can see the nurse practitioner, one of those paramedics, or one of the doctors. And it just depends, I'm afraid.
Well, that's really strange because every time I've come in here to book an appointment with a doctor, I've got a doctor. So this is the first time I've ever had a paramedic look at me. So like my complaint is that since yesterday when I found out, it's taken 3 years to tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Right, and to actually do the right tests to find out what's wrong with me. It's taken 3 years. So now my concern is that when I got home, I started doing some research on it, and I started to find out that there's certain things that this surgery could have been doing to help me, and they simply haven't. Yeah.
Right. So what condition is it that you've got?
So like the medication that I'm on.
The doxycycline at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying that is the right medication for me for this particular thing.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah, it is going away slightly, but there's other medications that you could have been trying me on that I haven't been tried on. You know, there's other things that could have been done that I found out last night through researching that could have been done for me that hasn't been done, and I find that I've been neglected basically, and my life has been on the line. 3 years. This thing that I've got can spread.
What's the condition?
This thing can spread to other organs and kill me, right?
Well,
and that's what
any infection can. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but this particular one, it's hard to get rid of. It should be on my records what I've got.
I can see your sputum requests and your samples. So this one you've had the haemophilus one. Is that what you mean?
What's haemophilus?
That's the growth that was on your last swab.
Right.
So
haemophilus?
And then it gives a list. It's given a list of antibiotics that it's sensitive to, and doxycycline is one of those, which is what we put you on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So the complaint has been so far, because it keeps coming back and coming back.
Right.
Is that every time I get medication off you guys, it's been on a weekend. So when it runs out on a weekend. You've only given me 7 days worth. Right. Now, doctors who specifically deal with this sort of stuff, like nasal and infections and how it can spread, are saying that there's lots of other procedures you could be doing along with the antibiotics that you're giving us. So, like, to me, the doctors that I've been seeing, I've been having to re-explain it every single time because I'm never seeing the same doctor every time.
Yeah, no, it is difficult with that.
So then doctors are then getting mixed up about what's going on. Now the medications have been landing on weekends, so when they run out, I've then got the weekend to go before I can come in here on the Monday and get medication again. By that time the infection's back again, which is rendering the antibiotics useless because I'm not getting enough antibiotics in one go to finish this thing off. And it's been coming back and they're nearly going, and then coming back and then nearly going, and then coming back and nearly, because of the way I've been getting my medication. And you know, I'm concerned now because they were saying on the, you know, there's like doctors that release videos on YouTube and that nowadays. There's a lot of open information about anything. You can pretty much research anything nowadays yourself and find out where your doctors are failing you. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of procedures that I could have been put through. There's people I could have been sent to by now, like a nose and throat specialist.
You've been referred to ENT, haven't you?
Nose and throat specialist. Yeah, that was only last week though. I've been having this problem for 3 years. Right? This is something that I should have been referred years ago. Obviously, I never knew this, and I'm only learning about it as I'm going along. So as I'm going along, after 3 years, I'm starting to realise the actual negligence that have been thrown at me for the last 3 years.
So what would you like me to do today? How can I help?
Well, basically, I wanted to see a doctor, my own doctor, to show him videos to maybe educate him on what is going on with me. Because it seems like the doctors that have been dealing with me for the last 3 years don't seem to have a clue. And because I'm getting passed from one doctor to another, I'm not getting proper treatment. I'm not getting the proper answers I should be getting. Right? This all stemmed from a tooth infection that I had.
Right.
Right?
That's unfortunate.
And then they put me on antibiotics and then off them and then on them and then off them.
So you saw your
Which has basically knackered my immune system and left me open to catching this disease I've got now. Right?
Yeah.
Due to me being put on and off antibiotics, during lockdown, all the places where you could get dental treatment were shut down for 2 years. So I had to pull most of my own teeth out, but there was one tooth I couldn't get out at the back, so it kept the infection going and going and going.
Yeah.
So I kept having to have antibiotics, right? Which is
Was that from your dentist?
yeah, that was from the dentist, and then and then while that was going on, that's then spread to my nasal, the
Sinuses.
or I'm presuming because of the antibiotics I'm on, it's weakened my immune system, and this disease that you can normally fight off has got into me. You know, if you look at my medical records, I've never ever had trouble like this before in my whole life.
I can't seem to find this disease that you're talking about, though, either, other than just being
It's called something or other. I don't know. It's called, the doctor told me yesterday, it's on my records what it is. The results came back. Because I ended up going to Stockton Hospital because I was getting no joy here. So I went to Stockton Hospital.
Yeah.
And Stockton Hospital sent the test results to the doctors, and the doctors read them out to me yesterday.
Yeah, so he's put H influenza, like we were talking about.
What? And he didn't say I had that. What did you say I had? Tinsuenda?
H influenza.
H influenza.
That's what he's put on there. No fever.
Right.
When's me into appointment in September.
No.
So that's all I can see.
So like anyway, so I studied yesterday. This can spread. It can spread to your ears, which is in my ears now. It can spread to my lungs. It's in my lungs now. And when it gets to that stage, that's when I can start to get septicemia, right?
Yeah, any infection can cause sepsis. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've had this for 3 years, and because of the messing about with the antibiotics and the breaks in them, and the fact that I mean, people who are dealing with this are saying that I should be on antibiotics for at least a month to kill this, because this is a serious infection.
You've got to be very cautious taking all the information from the internet.
Yeah. So these are
tailored to
yeah. There is some people on the internet who talk rubbish. I understand that, but there's also proper qualified doctors on there that are making videos as well. So I'll make sure that they're probably qualified people who I can look up and find. These are proper professionals. They know what they're talking about. So that's what I'm going off when I'm coming in here.
No,
because
obviously, you're right. It's a minefield, isn't it, of information?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and you've got to know what's rubbish and what isn't.
It's half a battle is waiting for the ENT appointment, isn't it? And waiting for this appointment with the hospital. So
in September, I've got an appointment with the ear, nose, and throat people. But meanwhile, I'm going deaf in my right ear now.
Do you want me to have a look in your ears?
Yes. This is another thing. No doctors have ever looked at my ears or even up my nose. What's that all about? I'm telling you problems, and the doctors haven't even looked.
Let me have a look. Right.
Yeah. Sorry, do you want me to sit down?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I clean my ears regularly. I eat healthy, everything, and it's like, that ear is starting to crackle and pop.
It looks alright there. Obviously you can't see everything. You can't always see.
Yeah, and it's like everything's muffled in that ear as well now.
Is it?
and it's been slowly getting that way.
Do you get quite a bit of postnasal drip then? Sort of sore throat, feeling like you're getting mucus down like your throat?
Yeah, all the time, every day.
Yeah.
Every day, yep.
Open wide for me.
I've got a horrible taste in my mouth, constantly like a dead rat's run up my nose with the smell, do you know what I mean? It's disgusting, man. So on this surgery woman that I seen yesterday, she said if it starts to get to the point where your ears and your throat is getting sore and you're getting regular headaches and your and like your cheekbone is aching and sore, then it's quite serious and you should be hospitalised, right? Well, I'm at that point now.
Yeah, put that on.
I'm at that point now. And the doctors haven't said nothing about it.
No.
They've just said, here, there's some more medication, see you later. And according to this woman, who's a professional here, who's worked in the field all her life, he's saying when you get to the stage where I'm at, it can start to get really serious. I could die from septicemia. It can get into my spine. And I want to get this sorted before it gets to that point, because I'm halfway there now.
Well, I can tell you, you're not septic at the moment.
No, I know I'm not septic at the moment.
Which is a win, a small win.
Yeah, I know I'm not, but I don't want to be getting to that point.
No.
My mouth tastes like shit. My breath stinks. Right? When I'm bringing up saliva, it tastes horrible.
You're struggling.
I've got poison dripping down the back of my throat all the time, constantly. And I don't want to go to the hospital, don't get me wrong, but when a professional who works in this field and has done all the lives is saying when you get into that point, it's beginning to get serious. And the doctor is saying, well, if you get septicemia, you get yourself straight off. Well, it's a bit too late then by that time, isn't it? Surely it is.
The problem is, there's not an awful lot they're going to do for you today if you were to go to hospital.
I'm on it, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I want answers so I can settle my mind, because after what the doctor told me yesterday and the fact that I've had this for 3 years and they only told me yesterday, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You'd think the doctor's surgery would be saying, right, we've got that problem, let's get you tested for this and that and the other. And they haven't done any of that in 3 years. Not until I went to Stockton Hospital and said, right, I feel like I'm being neglected. So they tested me and they said, well, they'll send the sputum samples back to the doctors, you'll have them in 5 days, right?
Yeah.
The doctor didn't even know it was there. I had to tell him that the hospital had sent it to him and that he needed to look on my records to find the results that were sent. He didn't even know the results were bloody there from Stockton Hospital. Oh yeah, I found it, he said. This was yesterday. I found it. Here it is. He didn't even look.
Yeah, so it's this haemophilus influenza. That's all we've got.
Yeah, haemophilus influenza. That's the one I've got. Yeah.
So it's been treated with antibiotics.
Yeah, and it's been treated though for nearly 3 years with this. Even though, right, because originally my dentist was giving me the antibiotics.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was a gum disease.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was seeing, and in between if you go back the whole 3 years, between this doctor's and my dentist, between them both, they were giving me antibiotics for a whole year. Yeah. For a whole year, and it hasn't done nothing.
No.
And now and then I had 6 months off, then you started me on antibiotics again. I've had how many courses now? It's not touching it.
No.
So why do you keep giving me it? Why aren't you looking for alternative stuff
Like what?
I don't know. There's on this video though, the lady said that there's more than one type of medication.
There's different antibiotics
that they give you for this problem.
And do you do like nasal douching, things like that to get?
Yes, I've had one doctor tell me stop putting what's that water, distilled water up your nose because it makes it worse. And then I've got other doctors telling me, yeah, you need to be flushing it out regularly because it helps to get rid of the poisons. You don't get a build-up of it up your nose. So which one do I do? You know,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. I'm getting double talk. You know what I mean? And
I think
meanwhile,
again, it's
my
a
health
case
is
of where to-
meanwhile my health is going down and down and down, more and more and more. You know what I mean? I'm not good. I don't feel good. I feel sick every day. I feel like fainting. You know what I mean? I feel ill as out.
Not great.
No, and it is getting worse. It's not getting better.
I think we're a bit limited though, aren't we, as to what we can do before we go and see ENT. I think that's where you're going to get your final answers. If you're feeling that the doctor's saying it is working, it's just not to the extent that you're hoping.
Well, I've been on it how long now?
We went on it on the 7th.
So part of the reason I think that it hasn't been working is because you've been giving me 7 days at a time, and at the end of the course it's been landing on a weekend, and by the time the weekend's over, the infection's back again.
And do you not ring on Friday?
I'm building I'm getting immune to the tablets because of the way it's been run.
If you feel like you need an extended course, but while you're waiting for the weekend, could you not ring on the Friday, have a telephone consultation and extend them?
So I can do that, can I?
You should be able to. It's like a same day appointment. Speak. You don't have to come in every time. Speak over the telephone.
But what I don't get is like if this woman's saying for an infection like what I've got, and as far as it's getting, it's in my ears and in my throat and in my lungs now, right? And it's travelled from me now.
So what makes you think it's in your lungs?
Because I'm coughing up the same colour green crap out my lungs as I am out my nose.
Okay.
So as I'm doing this, bits of it's going down into my lungs. So now it's spread to my lungs. I've got. Yeah, why don't the doctor said, I want a lung sample, I want a nose sample, so we can send them both off to see how far it's spreading into your body. They've not even done any of that yet. The doctors yesterday didn't even say, right, we'll have a lung sample and a nose sample to see if it's spreading to your lungs. Why? Why ain't what happened?
It wouldn't normally work like that.
No? Wouldn't it? It sounds like sense to me though that you'd want a spit sample from my lungs and a spit sample from my nose, so you could see whether it's spreading.
How you differentiate the difference between the two is half the battle.
Shall I just cough some up for you right now and show you?
You tend to get that contamination.
You told me, you can get secondary and third infections. You can get infections that go to your heart, and I can get an infection that can go to my brain as well.
You're very unlikely to get endocarditis from.
But I've had it 3 years, so that's why the reason. Listen, if it's been ongoing for 3 years, then I'm starting to get worried about what's happening.
I think it's maybe worth you booking an appointment with your own GP, isn't it? If you want to see Dr. Nevison. Yeah.
So that's what's coming out of my nose.
That's purulent.
And that's what's coming out of my lungs.
Okay.
And it's the same. So it's spread to my lungs. I mean, that's common sensual, isn't it?
I don't think we're going to get anywhere because it's nothing I'm going to change.
Yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, but I'm explaining to you. I mean, would you like to look at that and tell me whether that's different to that?
See, I can't tell that without.
What's worrying me is, what's worrying me as well is the fact that like 2 weeks ago, blood was coming out my nose.
Okay.
And I was coughing up blood as well.
Right.
And I gave you samples of that, and I've had no results of that neither.
I can have a look at them for you and see if they've come back. Was that on the
This
8th?
was a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
The last one we've got is the 8th of June. Was it that one?
Yeah, probably the 8th of June.
Yeah, that's the last one we've got.
That was when I went
come
to.
back anyway.
Yeah, that's when I went to hospital. I've given you guys loads of samples, and
let me see the request.
it wasn't until I went.
Because if it's it might be just signing the requests rather than actually have gone. Yes, the last thing we've got is the 8th.
Yeah, well that was taken at Stockton Hospital.
Right.
So all the samples that have been coming here is the results of the samples that I've been given here. Or they've just been chucked in the bin and ignored. Because that's what I'm feeling.
Had they been requested by one of the doctors? You spoke to one of the doctors before you put the sample in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To tell them that I'm putting a sample in, yeah. And the doctor also said, if by next week, after this is what I was told yesterday.
Yeah.
If by next week, the infection hasn't gone away, then we'll take another spit sample off you. It's like, why aren't you taking one off me now? Why aren't you taking a spit sample off me now? Do you know what I mean? I've already been on it a week, but you're going to wait another week. So I've been on the antibiotics now 6 to 8 weeks or
Well,
something
why
like
don't
that
you-
on that, right? And what's why ain't he wanting another spit sample to see how it's going?
Well, we can do some of that. How about you get some pots from reception, do them. I'll do the farms, and we'll consent. We can do that for you. We'll
Right.
send some more off, and
Yeah.
then when you see the GP, you'll have the second set of.
Yeah, because to me it's not even been properly monitored how far this is spreading through my body now. It's in my left ear, in my right ear. It's now in my lungs.
But you
and
really
it's
look,
in
you
my
really
nose
look
still.
okay. I know it doesn't
I know
mean
I
anything,
do.
but it,
I know I
just to
do.
give you a bit of reassurance, your ear did look alright. Your drum and things are
Yeah.
intact.
But
and
when
it was healthy.
when I'm starting to notice that my hearing is going now, and I'm getting crackling and popping in my ear, and my ear's hurting, and my cheekbone is throbbing, and my forehead is throbbing, I know it's spreading. There's no way it's not
It's
spreading.
right round, like your sinuses obviously come right round to
Yeah.
you, and then your eustachian tube comes round as well and connects the two. So that'll be what it is.
And also with this dripping down your throat, and that then spreads to your lungs, which is where it's going now.
So shall we leave it at that then? You're going to do another couple of samples for us. And book an appointment.
Today. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can do
Well,
whenever.
can I do it right now then, please? Can we do it now while we're talking about it?
Yeah.
Could we?
And then you can book an appointment with Dr. Nevison. He's your registered one.
Because I can't read and write too good, so I'm no good at filling in
No, I'll
forms.
do the forms for you. It doesn't matter. This isn't my room, so you have to give me a chance to find the props. Back here. Right, there's 2 pots. Pot next to you. Just give me time.
Right. So that's your long one. Sorry, that's your long one. And that's the nose.
Nose.
That's the
One on this
lungs.
side for me. Nose.
Lungs.